crystals. Alrighty, I know it's super early. Probably nobody will join. I don't care. I'm coming on because there's a message, and then I got stuff to do. So it was funny because before coming on, first, hello, sexy souls. Welcome to Weird and Woo Woo, where we get weird and woo woo. It's literally in the title. Now, this is coffee and tarot. Even though I have my ginger and lemon drink because I had coffee this morning, but they didn't have my half calf, so I picked up regular calf, and I didn't realize the difference. Like, I got through half of the cup of coffee, and I was like, "Arr." and you know, went to the bathroom, all kinds of stuff. I was like, maybe not. Like, I don't know. I guess my body got used to not so much potency at once. So I was like, I'm gonna forgo the coffee today and go get me my normal stuff. Okay. So even though, despite me having lemon and ginger, grab whatever you want. Get you a coffee, tea, matcha, whatever. Don't care. Settle in. So we're gonna check in with the energies. Now, I was picking up some stuff before I came on, and this had nothing to do with the coffee fiasco I had from this morning. It was like excitement, and it's kind of like it's like the first day of school type of excitement. It's the things are in action, it's happening, you're doing it. Hey, Manishka. Or like the first day of work, or like the day you get to leave for your vacation and you're all excited. Like, it's that kind of energy. So it was really palpable, right? And then it was like I heard no relationship stuff, and I was like, okay, so maybe that's somebody's request. And then on top of that, I heard money moves. Like, Cardi B started coming through. Hey, Kelsey, how are you? So I was like, okay, we're gonna go there. I figure we'll figure something out. But somebody's feeling like something's on the move, something's happening, something's going on. So we're just gonna check in and see what it is, because it kind of feels really good, like optimistic, excited. I feel like unencumbered. I feel like freedom. It feels like you know how you've been waiting and waiting and waiting for something, and it finally happens. It's like, yes, and you're just so ready. You're so ready. And that's the way it feels. I'm also getting like images of like putting on the fresh clothes. It really reminds me of like first day of high school, or like the first day of your senior year. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where it's like it's an exciting time. Like this is a big change or transition, or what is the word, milestone kind of thing. Even though you may have plenty more in your life, you know what I'm saying, but it's like this is kind of big. And so, like, when you how you kind of want to, like, you want to look good for it type of thing. They're just showing me somebody that's like so excited about something. They put on their fresh clothes and everything just feels like yes, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, that's what it feels like to me. And those are like the little images. And then of course, Cardi B song Money Moves. They're doing a little more, but I'm not gonna sing it because of UBTV being having issues with stuff like that. So I'm just making the assumption that there's some kind of like a green light, like a go, like, oh, an approval, or you can do it now. Whatever you couldn't do before is happening right now. And you're so ready for it. Yes. It's like a yes, kind of thing. So that's where I'm at. Let me figure out what we're going to do. Where are we going to go? Where are we starting? Okay, we're getting between Hermetic Tarot and it's funny. I am feeling energy coming off of the Messenger Oracle, but then I'm hearing no. We shall see. We shall see. But there's a lot of energy on it. Let's go there first. Let's see Let's just see what comes out from it. They're just money moves. I'm like, okay, that's what's going through my head right now. Okay, so like I can see why they're like yes and no. I think it's like an unnecessary element to like point this out. But we've got surrender to the flow, and then we have a ladybug, which is all about that's like a sign of good luck, right? And it's good things in flux. All right. And then we've got the need and necessity card with knowing your fears. And I feel like it's identifying, like there may be a bit of confusion with somebody as to allowing fears over what you believe is a necessity in a process to kind of like interject, but also like fears over basic needs. I'm also getting being something that clouds your ability to surrender to the flow, right? It gives me the idea of like inflating something, like a fear of something, because like something that has a it's like really need to understand what your needs are, what is a necessity, and to what degree you actually need to be worried about something, right? Um, and it gives us, because we got the surrender to the flow, it's kind of like don't inflate fears around what are your basic needs, right? Because those will be taken care of. And then it's I think it's getting really good at understanding and discerning and real with yourself on what's a need or a necessity is really what it's trying to say. Whether it's your basic needs or a necessity to a process, like, oh, this has to happen. Does it really though? It's kind of like, it's almost like I feel like fears or ego sometimes likes to grasp onto shit. We always talk about this, right? The ego doesn't really know what's going to happen in the future because it's a human filter. And so it takes things that it's experienced, witnessed, been programmed, and in an attempt to kind of predict, and will throw shit at the wall to see what sticks, right? So its job is to really protect us and help us not uh, uh, make any type of harmful decisions, but it can get a little bit out of control sometimes, okay? And we have to remember it doesn't really know for certain how things are going to go. And so it can overinflate shit, right? And so they're like, I think that there's a just a reminder from spirit saying, make sure that you recognize that and then let that shit go and just kind of surrender. Because this can halt you in your tracks. All right. It can just halt you in your tracks. And it's almost like a trust the process type of energy is what I want to say. Okay. So I feel like that's just but there's a desire in this reading to just focus on the positive. It's kind of like sometimes, spirit's like, I want to point out the negative, but then again, I really don't, because it's not a negative. It's just like a forewarning, like, just remember. And it's like, yeah. And sometimes it's better just to focus over here. Like, should they really be bringing this up and adding it to when the bigger, I think, message is focused elsewhere. So it's one of those things where it's like, I can understand why it's like, I'm feeling that, like there's that energy there, but spirit's like, I really don't want to like focus on that. That's not something that I want to focus on. So I'm like, okie dokies. I get it. Because it's almost like, when you go to the first day of school and you're super excited, but you can kind of like okay, are people going to make fun of my clothes? Or what if I don't have any friends in my classroom? Or what if someone says something and I don't get it and I look like a ding dong? Like all these things, right? Like you could let those things with this new start, new beginning, or like freedom cloud it, but then it ruins the experience, and it's like it hampers down the joy of what is occurring, and it's like, don't, because it's not that big, right? Like we would sit there and tell our kids, like, shit, you focus on that shit and that's all you're going to allow yourself to experience, because every time something good's happening, you won't be in the moment to experience it, you'll be worrying about the other thing. And so it's one of those things where it's like, just who gives a shit, right? So I think that's the whole point. Is it feels like some really good shit's happening, and it's what you've been wanting and desiring or waiting for, or it's just, it's like at the race line waiting for the flag to wave so that you can start, and you don't want to slow yourself down once you get the go ahead, do you? No, like, no, we ain't doing that. So I can understand why they're saying not to. Okay, they want me to shuffle a little more. Give me a hot second. Curdy, how are you? It's been a hot minute. Yeah. I don't know why I just did that. It's what we do around here. It's a thing we do. When we get excited. I don't know what this card means, but I love it. Unicorn Moon, two of my most favorite things. It's owning your uniqueness and stuff. Oh, that's like once in a lifetime. That's rarer, in my opinion, than the blue moon, right? You know what I mean? Once in a lifetime, once in a blue moon kind of energy. Like it's like a very special, magical. This is just what it elicits inside of me. Whoop, whoop. Taking the moonlight. Wishmaker. Okay, it's so good. What? Okay, let's do this. Let's get started. All right, this is serious business. I feel like Spirit's like, just please don't take it too seriously. Allow the joy to return. I'm just feeling some joy. Okay, I gotta hold the book correctly. All right, so we're starting out with, it's funny, because actually the overall energy is taking the moon, because that's the center card. So let's start with that one. And yes, I love reading. There's certain decks I love to read from the book really quick, and then we'll take off from there, right? What did I say in the beginning? What did I say? I heard no love, no romance. And then it was bitches, that's very bad. And then it was making money moves. I swear to you. Well, and I said, I think that was somebody like, no money or no romance. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? And I felt like that was somebody saying that. And I was like, we'll see. I am just the messenger. Okay. Ugh. Oh my God. This is so hilarious. Another card of love and romance. Taking the moonlight indicates something that is more casual, a new romance, first stages of development. It's the card of dating, meeting someone by moonlight for fun and friendship, which could lead to more. It's a charming card of getting to know new people. Okay, so this can go beyond dating. New people, new connections, which we've kind of heard of. We knew it was coming. Taking the moonlight is encouraging you to let your hair down a bit. And it's getting out, dating, and connecting can be a healing experience as well as a lot of fun. Sometimes all you need is for someone new to look on you with fresh eyes in a different perspective. It's not about giving someone else a chance. It's about giving yourself the chance. Have a dance, have a fling, have a laugh. Okay, so this is like, okay, so that's why it was palpable. That was the energy was feeling really good, all kinds of stuff. Okay. You want to tell me why I totally forgot what those cards said? Like they took it from me. Like they really don't want me to focus on what I said before. Oh, I hate it when that happens. All right, so let's see here. It's time to get out. It's time to have fun. It's time to bring that energy back into life. And like I said, I was feeling like, it's so funny. No romance. And then I hear the song Money Move. Like somebody really wants to heavily focus on another area. And Spirit's like, we've got to usher in fun. Like they're like, get out, do things, laugh, connect. They're not asking you to find your life partner right now. It could, shoot, you never know. But they want you to get the fuck out and enjoy yourself. Let your hair down. Dance in the wild moonlight. You're like, come on. Okay, so there's a reason for that. Okay, let's start. Okay, I want this unicorn moon. I've never read this one. I don't know what this one is. My stomach is growling like I'm hungry, and I'm not hungry. I don't know if that's something. This card represents the calm, quiet magic of the night. When all is still and enchanted, dreams travel through the air on moonbeams. What the? Wow, okay. It's a frou-frou card. Hold on. Oh, it's letting you know that all things are possible if only you believe in them enough. You're being asked to take a gentle approach, to use simple magic to manifest your desires. Approach your desires with careful, gentle steps as you would approach the magical unicorn. This card represents the hope, manifestations, and possibility. Oh, and it says there will be a soft revelation of your heart's desires. This is almost like saying, somebody, maybe that's the reason why, like, no, like somebody really wants something. Someone needs this to show up in a gentle versus in their face, to take you by surprise and charge type of energy. This is a gentle approach. This is an easing into your manifestation. This reminds me of almost letting something come to you. You know, like when it's the Queen of Wands type of energy, in my opinion. Same as the unicorn. Like when you see a unicorn, you're not going to like rush up on it, right? Like you don't go after it. You welcome it. You make your energy so that it feels comfortable and safe to come to you. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, with taking the moonlight, it's like that playful approach to life will bring you the things that you want and desire. It'll help ease in the manifestation rather than you feeling you have to force it, or that you have to beg for it, or that you have to like make a massive miracle. And Spirit's like, you can bring it to you very easily. I manifest the easiest and the best when things just seem to happen. This reminds me of the privileged lady in here, where things happen with ease, as if just like no worries, no concerns, and things come easily to her, right? They just happen. And I think that they're talking about that. They're saying, guess what you can do? If you get into this really playful energy, it's going to make it so much easier. One, it makes any wait period that there is much easier to deal with, right? Because you're not focused on something taking so long. But also, it's like, I don't know, people are attracted to me more when I'm happy go lucky and just in my own little world, when I'm enjoying life. Things just naturally, connections, opportunities, everything just seems to happen more and easier and more frequent. Like, it's just the frequency of it. It just does. It is my special sauce. And I think that that's what they're talking about. I understand what they're trying to say. I'm not the only one, guys. There's a lot of people, when they are in very dense energy, ain't shit happening. But when they just, with no particular reason, decide to get out and enjoy the world and enjoy their life in the meantime, things kind of pop off, right? As with the unicorn, you're not forcing something. You're not making it come to you. It just kind of comes to you, right? There's a gentle approach to this. So if you're like, why isn't something happening? Spirit is saying, take a more gentle approach to your manifestation and it will. Don't, like, I even feel like for money, like if somebody is like so, yeah, focused, I gotta do something, I gotta make moves, I gotta money moves, you know what I mean? It's like, that's the reason why it doesn't seem to be happening. You're too aggressive, hyper focused, almost controlling, and kind of want to, like, you know what I mean? Like, it just, you need to let this, it's surrender to the flow. Oh, I remember the cards now. It's surrender to the flow. And that forcefulness, that trying to make something because it feels like a like trying to push a car uphill. You know what I mean? It's like, that's the kind of energy that is. And that's really based out of fear, right? And they're like, let go of all of that. Be in the flow and it's just going to happen. Like, you're too rough with it, is what I want to say. You're too rough with it. You're too forceful. You're too controlling. You're too fearful. Like all of those things are indicators. And so get playful with life and these other things, you know what I mean? And it's like, if you're not getting out and you're not enjoying life, all you have time for is to think that something isn't here. It's like, it creates a situation where all you do is focus on that, and you try and try harder and try more and try to, it's like you're trying to force it, and you can't do that. You can't do that with the unicorn. So there needs to be a more gentle, playful approach to things. Get out, enjoy yourself, let your hair down. Let that be your goal, and the other things almost will fall in place. Now we've got the wish maker, okay? Let's get up here with this. Possibilities, fulfillment, and dreams. We know. We already knew. The Wishmaker card is here to let you know that wishes are powerful and dreaming is good for you. It comes as a reminder to think in terms of possibility rather than limitation. And that's almost when you're trying to force something, what's happening. You're almost creating more resistance within yourself. Think in terms of what could be possible for you. That gives me that playful energy, right? That playful whatever. And even over there with the messenger card, it was kind of like, don't focus on the fears, don't focus on the, you know what I mean, get into the flow. And they're talking here about, people often focus on what they don't want. And that's where that forced energy comes from, trying to make things, all these different types of stuff that you think you can do, and you're trying to make this, you're trying to do this, and it's like spinning the wheel. You're grinding gears, is what I just heard, and it just creates friction in your life instead of ease. Train your brain to think of all the ways things could go right and learn to leave all the negatives and limitations at the door. Think in terms of possibility, and you'll come to realize that nothing is impossible, and you'll find ways to make it happen. So somebody needs to stop grinding shit so hard, right? And get into a more playful energy so that things can transpire. All right. The fact that I split that right there, where they're okay. I don't know how. When I am prepping my decks, sometimes and I don't always do it, like sometimes I'll do it at night. I'll clear out all the energies and stuff like that. But I probably should not do this when I'm tired, because I don't do reversals and I end up flipping how I don't freaking know the deck around. You know what I mean? Like, how did I do that? At one point I had to have flipped the whatever. I don't do reversals. Y'all know this, so unless they tell me. I don't know. Let's see what's up. Kathy! What'd you miss out on? Terry, where you been? Right? Indigo? Like, okay. I mean, this is just, like, I don't know. Maybe I don't really got to do much. Maybe that was the entire fucking reading, because we go from the Five of Wands, which is the chaos and the struggle of the day-to-day trying to make something happen, into the Three of Cups. If Spirit couldn't be any more fucking blunt about this and in your face, they're like, would you please, for the love of life, stop trying so fucking hard. You are going to take longer with your goal if you choose to take this nose to the grindstone type of energy and approach to life right now. And as counterintuitive or counterproductive as it may seem to fucking just enjoy life, where you keep thinking, no, I've got to get this test done. No, I've got to get this test done. No, and they're like, you'd help the situation out a whole lot more if you let a little joy and fun in your life. You have forgotten, they just said. I was going to say, you don't realize, and they're like, you have forgotten how much pleasure of all forms keeps you in your power. Keeps you almost in your discernment. Keeps you in the flow. And it's almost like that nose to the grindstone kind of thing, like disrupts the current. Six of Pentacles. Well, by all means, that does mean like a balance, right? It's like the minor arcana to the Justice card, in my opinion, when we're talking about the right time to receive and the right when it is and isn't your time to receive, and what you have to, like, when the moment comes for help, aid, resources, like what you can do to help the situation out. It's balancing of the scales is what it is. And then we've got the Star card. Hold on one second. I feel something come over this. If you've got some, I don't know why they're using this as the terminology. They're like, you got some stickiness in your energy. It's like you got a little muck left over, and there's something about needing to bring a little more balance to your situation in life that's going to be very healing, and they're guiding you to this, okay? Because there's some sense of like, Three of Swords is like, there was, I just want to say, I think it's life. Like there's an accumulation. Okay. Like you've been dealing with the muck. You've been dealing with, it's like the energy of focusing on Five of Cups type of stuff, like everything that could or should or have gone wrong. Um, and it's like, because I feel things have gone wrong, according to you. Like not easy, not pleasant. And so there's this like desire to not just escape that, but like get far, 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 far away from it. And you're kind of like on the hamster wheel trying to escape this fucking human. I'm gonna get away from you. Ain't doing anything. You're not doing anything at all. In fact, you're just gonna exhaust yourself the fuck out, and it's gonna take longer. Now, something like this is like I just feel grief over the way that things have happened. I want to say this has something to do with feeling like you should be somewhere different. Grief over things you experienced. You feel like you shouldn't have, like something feels unfair, right? And it's like spirit really is trying to guide you away from the Three of Swords to better circumstances and situations. But you are so sold and set on, until I achieve that, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to enjoy anything. And they're like, you're shooting yourself in the foot, metaphorically. Okay? Because in this enjoyment, playful, creative type of energy, some of the resources, help, support, assistance is going to come in. Okay. And you attract it, you pull it in, you don't got to work for it, right? You ain't got to like feel spent. It'll just come. And on top of that, this will balance things out. Like you've got to have some brevity in your life. You've got to. What about this? I heard burning the candle at both ends. And I think that someone feels their circumstances or situations or what they just came out of lends themselves to the idea that I've got to hit the ground running to create a cushion, or to, like, your focus is on not being back there again, which is a little bit like the Five of Cups energy, right? You're still kind of used to that. You're like, I once something gets good, you're like, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. I keep going. And they're like, I know it seems weird, but if you go out and have a little bit of fun, if you start enjoying life now, other shit will come to you. I feel like they said that's your wish. Oh, the star card, that was your wish. It's so funny. You want things to come easy to you, but you're taking the mindset of hitting the ground running, nose to the grindstone, like making like feeling like you got to keep going. So even if you're out of whatever the Three of Swords is, you're almost like perpetuating it and maintaining that energy, because the fear of it still feels so close that you're like you're, and it's like, actually, you'd make further progress if you got off the fucking hamster wheel. You'd get further away from it. Wow. Oh, yeah. Okay. You also asked for an easy phase. Like, I want a phase of like this next phase of life needs to be ease. And that's why I kept seeing the privileged lady over here, and like effortlessness and smooth, like having a path that's smoothed for you. And it's like fantastic. New start, something new happening. Don't bring your old habits with you then. Because spirit can do like spirit cannot like I feel like no matter the amount of what spirit does to smooth the path, you could still beat the shit out of it and create a really rough go of it, right? I don't care how smooth the path is. If your wheels are square, it's going to be a bumpy ass fucking ride. Okay? And so with this new start is going to be a massive influx. This energy of you approaching things like they're harder than they really are, because that's what you came out of, is actually going to, remember I said slow the flow. It's going to slow the flow. Right? Because we've got this, there's something starting, and it's like this brand new beginning has so much potential. It's really giving birth to something. There's a lot of abundance that's coming through, and they're echoing it by bringing it with the Three of Wands, which is your ships coming in. Like all the actual hard work that you had to do for this, you've already done, because that was in the Two of Wands, all the action and stuff like that. Now it's about allowing it to come to you. And so you're not convinced that it's that easy. You may still, the Three of Swords energy is still so close that you're like, I can still feel it, which tells me I'm not in the clear. But you know, if you were out there letting your hair down and just enjoying things, being playful, I feel like you don't know how to make that transition. Like, how do I get out of that back into this? I mean, you could get out there and date. I mean, they ain't saying you got to go find the one, but you know, maybe go be playful with somebody, flirt, joke around, like make new connections. And even if it's not dating, like new friends, it even said that, like get out there and like find people that highlight different aspects of yourself that make it almost easier for those aspects to come out. You know what I mean? It's like, you know how sometimes like your energy just is a certain way when you're around certain people, you can't help but be like, there's a part of you that's just, you know what I mean? Because we've got the Ace of Wands, which is passion and like a desire and zest for life. This is fun loving. The Ace of Wands is like I heard gusto. It's a spark that just can take over. You know what I mean? And then it's right next to the Strength card. It's almost, and you know, Ace of Wands is also about your power. And I'm like, when you are in the energy of feeling like you have to force things and that you've got to run as soon as you get this freedom, you got to run far away from that. You are not in your power. You are more in your power when you take this other approach. You're taking yourself out of your power. You tend to have more strength, capacity, ability, drive, motivation confidence when you're in this other energy, this very gentle approach, childlike, playful, fun-loving, enjoyment type of energy. So how do we make that switch? Because obviously they're like, I don't know how to do that right now. And it's almost like a bit of like a PTSD to what you've been through, because it's like, for anybody who has that, you can enter into any situation that does not look remotely like a trauma that you went through, but because the energies or you sense the sensing of some form of danger as you had with any other situation, right? Your body can sense something and it'll respond in the exact same fucking way internally, as if you can't help it. You know what I'm saying? It'll respond exactly the same fucking way it did when that event happened, even though there's nothing in your reality like that. And so it's like, how do I get out of that, this automatic response? Like, I can't help but feel compelled to do X, Y, and Z. So what do I do? Like, how do I make that switch? I just heard good question. My gosh, this doesn't give me hope, spirit. What? Okay. All right, this is where we're going. So this is the self-healing oracle. One of my most favorites. Or sacred path. I don't know. That's self-heal. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. Don't you just like that? How do I make that switch? If it was that easy, I'd have did it. You may still have things in your environment where you're like, I think you've done a better job in the face of things not looking quite right in your environment, of still trying to manage your energy. But there's something about once you get this freedom, it's like when you get the green light, when you're like, oh, like the first day of school, I can do this. You are kind of holding on to a little bit of the old energy, which will impede. There's still a little bit there. Okay. And they're trying to prep you. Like, once you get the go, like, you may be like, I feel like this is an idea of security, and then I can have fun. And it's that notion of, and people who make millions of dollars tell you that those who don't have a lot of money, the mindset difference is they millionaires and billionaires aren't worried about running out of money or even expending money or losing out on money. Like, they invest and they compound and they take risks. Whereas somebody who doesn't have a lot of money or has a lot of trauma around money feels like like the Four of Pentacles, they got to hold on to it because they always fear losing it again. And in that, there creates a stagnancy, right? You're out of the flow. Whereas people who have more money, which is easier said than done, correct? Easier said than done. When you have so much money, you're not as worried. But here's the thing. People who aren't used to having a lot of money, when they do get a lot of money, they take the same approach as they did when they didn't have it. And because of that, things don't... Oh, I don't know what that was. There's a bug. And so it doesn't grow. They stop the flow of it because they hold on to it so much. And there has to be that flow of losing some, winning some, losing, in order to grow it, in order to expand on it. And so if you're consistently in that fear and in that grasp, it's like, it's reminding me, again, Finding Nemo. Remember when they go into the Pacific Current, whatever, to make things go faster? It's the fear of doing that, fear of being in the current and wherever it takes you, kind of thing. And knowing that it's about manipulating those energies instead of trying to control them, if that makes sense. Kind of like, help me, spirit. There's this idea that although we do know some people, there are some people that control the markets and things like that, but it's really about also being in the flow of certain things instead of trying to. It's like building a dam. You know what I mean? And if it never grows, then the inevitable will be that you end up running through everything. So you're almost perpetuating something there. So when you get the green light, when you get the freedom, which also sounds like to me when you get the flow of money again, don't treat it like, oh, I gotta get more, I gotta get more, I gotta get more, I gotta make sure I never go there again. It's like you have to have a different approach. You cannot take that same energy into this because it will work against you. And in this, because I feel like with that energy of nose to the grindstone and everything, you let go of connections. You let go of all the other aspects. You disengage from the other aspects of life that make life worth living. Okay. And that is like, it takes you out of your power. I'm not saying introverts got to go out there and constantly be out and about, but there is a level of engaging with the other aspects of life and allowing yourself to enjoy it, because in that there's magic, help, assistance. So this may be what they're talking about. You've been in a very without sad grief state because things you feel like you've been left out of life. You very well may be coming into money. And once your money gets back good, things are back on balance. They're saying, don't approach it. Like, take it a balanced approach. By all means, do what you want to do to grow things and everything. But it's almost like, remember why you're doing that. Living this life. Like, there's something about, you said you didn't want it to be hard. You were tired of the hard work. You wanted it to have ease. But that feels uncomfortable to you. And that fear will have you holding on to the hard instead of the ease. Of fucking course. And I'm like over here, like, how do we make the switch? You're not going to believe what came out. I mean, you probably will. Because sometimes spirit can like drag you through the mud and be Captain Obvious at the same fucking time. You know, it's like when your child comes up and asks a question and you know damn good well they know the answer to it. I mean, for those who don't have children, let me explain something to you. Like, you feel like it can't be that simple, but it really fucking is. And so you kind of give them that look like, are you shitting me? And then you say it and they're like, well, I know that. Well, then fucking do that. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. I'm just saying. Hold on. It's passion and spontaneity. Thanks, Spirit. Thanks. If fire medicine has appeared in your cards today, you are being asked to acknowledge the fire within. Ace of Wands. You can support your passion for living through acknowledging all of the good medicine present in your life. Your ability to create adventure and excitement comes from your willingness to give yourself pleasure and joy. You got to be willing. You've got to be willing, and then you'll be able to create some form of adventure and excitement. You need to claim it today. I'm willing. I'm willing, Spirit. I'm willing to enjoy life, experience pleasure and joy. I am open to the adventure. It's easy. All that is needed to continue the passion is to decide you are worthy and then proceed. Is your worthiness of this contingent upon how stable and secure you believe this other aspect of your life is? Like, do you got to achieve a certain number, a certain goal to go, okay, now I deserve to have pleasure? Oh, if you have any judgments about passion on the physical level, it may be time to clear them. All acts of life are sacred when treated in a respectful manner. Any old fears of intimacy or commitment can act as limitations to relationships. If this applies to you, clear the fear. As the fear leaves, so will the coldness of past hurts, and you'll be ready for more rewarding future relationships. In all cases, however, fire medicine insists that we use the fire within to fuel our lives with energy. The energy comes from physicality and spontaneous, like physical love. Oh, shit, I'm dyslexic. Y'all need to know, okay? Passionate physicality and spontaneous love. When we are in balance, this divine union sparks our natural desire for experiencing life. So it's the Mother Earth and Grandfather Sun. It is the masculine and the feminine. It is just the balance within is basically what they're talking about. If the spontaneity is already happening to you, continue. So I feel like there's just like, it really is about spontaneity. Just do. Even if you don't feel it, just do. Say yes. You have to allow yourself. You have to say, okay, I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to do this. And somehow in the spontaneity, it's like it's the kindling that kind of starts the whole fire. It's that little spark. It is just the willingness. It's your fucking willingness. It's really what it boils down to. You have to give yourself permission. And when the opportunity arises, even if you're like not quite 100% sure, like you may not be in that playful energy, just do it. Go for it. And the more you say yes, the more it's almost like you open up to the joy. You know what I mean? You really have to give yourself permission. You have to say it's okay. You have to have a conversation with that fear that if I don't keep grinding the shit out of this, then I'll end up back where I was. And it's like, really, that's just going to put you right back where you were. That is what will do it. You've got a fresh new start. Things are about to get a go for you. Things are about to lift for you. You'll burn yourself out if you don't, and you'll end up in the same position as you were before. So with this new start, you have to give yourself permission to not live in fear of that again and have joy. Make connections, be spontaneous, allow excitement. Allow yourself to get excited. That was that palpable energy. Like the first, allow yourself to be fucking excited so you can experience shit. Don't bring that old fear with you. Don't do it. It's been a hot minute since that motherfucker showed up. Let me tell you. They have a boring life. Like they literally, Table Destroyer has a boring life and they're like, probably sitting on the toilet right now, taking a dump, and is like, oh, look, so-and-so's on again. I'm going to go over there and start talking shit or saying dumb stuff. And they literally, that's their excitement. That's, okie dokie. A little sad. So sad that that's their version of joy in life. But okay, maybe this message was for them. Obviously, I wasn't paying attention either. But Terror Destroyer will come and say some weird shit sometimes, not always me. And I'm like, are you bored? I even said to them last time, I was like, we could be friends. It could have been fun. Why you gotta be like that? Anywho's. So, I mean, I don't know, because the behavior isn't very Christian. Like whoever it is pretending to be God, like God's warrior, and I'm coming in and I'm doing God's work by telling people this, that, and the other, and bringing, God didn't hire you just to do this for them. You know what I mean? So I doubt it. There's a lot of people out there that are so bored with life, they'll pretend like they like to stir the pot because it gives them dopamine hits because they got issues and stuff like that, like their brain chemistry is off and everything. And so they'll pretend to be something. Like there's people that will go and post derogatory, racist, homophobic stuff on different platforms just to watch the shit that ensues, not because they're over there like they've got some real like hardcore whatever, you know what I mean? Like they're still assholes that obviously believe it's okay to say shit, but it's like they want to do it just to see people implode. They fucking get off on it, and it's so fucking stupid. It's so stupid. And it's like, man, yeah. Alrighty, so that was that. They do. And it's like, why do you come back when you don't get, like, nobody gives a shit? Like, I don't get it. Nobody fucking gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. What you think? I don't get it. So, okay, so what are we going to do to have some fun, guys? What are we going to do to allow ourselves to have fun? Because you really need to, it's not just about going through the motions, right? Even though I think in the beginning it might be a little bit of that, like just saying yes. But it's one of those things where it's like, again, like the card said, you've got to give yourself permission. Sometimes we feel like because this is still so close and that shit's still kind of like near us, that it's like we're not in the clear, so it's not okay. And so we don't give ourselves permission, and you've just got to give yourself permission. So when the Six of Pentacles comes, you need to break out of whatever that energy is, and you need to say, I know I just came out of that, but and there's a difference between allowing yourself to have adventure and enjoy yourself versus like wasting away money and resources. And we're not saying that, but when you make that pendulum swing the complete opposite, shit'll happen. It'll happen. Okay. I know, right? Like, it's just so weird. It's so weird. Like, I should start a company where people get paid to go leave awesome comments on all the awesome things. You know what I mean? So that those platforms get elevated above anything else. To counteract the bots and the negativity. I got gross retrospective and triggered a lot of feelings of regret, but then I realigned, started looking at the future, and felt a lot better. Oh, so you were in the Five of Cups, the Three of Swords, sadness energy. I got you. So, all right. Well, what are we gonna do, guys? We're putting a plan of action in place. Why? Okay, can I just say, I don't know why my elbows gotta be knobby like that. Like, oh my God. Like, what is this? Is this what happens when you get old? Do I need to get like some kind of like filler around my fucking elbow? What the fuck? It didn't used to look like that. You see this shit? What is going on? What? It looks like a, ugh. I don't like it. New gross dislike unlocked. I didn't realize that. What? Ew. Oh my God. Oh, is it? Is my hair my Leo energy? I've been thinking, LP, I know you're going to like this. Like, I'm like really close to getting my highlights again. But it took a long time to grow them out to get my hair good again. And then in the process of trying to grow it out, like my autoimmune flared up. And so I lost a lot of hair. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's why it's so frizzy. It's growing back. There's different links inside. And I'm like, maybe it's not a time, but I'm made for highlights. I'm made for highlights. And I'm this close. Because I don't do all of it. You know what I mean? Like I just do enough. Like it looked good. I tell you that much. Weird energetic day today. I don't know. What should I do? It's funny because in today's reading, it is saying you're going to get a green light. This limitation that you've been experiencing is going to be lifted. And it's almost like they're giving you a heads up before it happens to approach this a different way. It's like they're saying, we're giving you permission to have fun. And we're giving you the formula to have that life of ease, the path of ease, which you've been desiring. But you got to trust us and you got to give yourself permission. So that means it's about to happen. And that would explain why I could feel things this morning. I was like, oh my God, it feels so like instead of like, ooh, tomorrow's school, it was like the day of. Hold on. If I let myself talk I always want to pull on it. I'm like, that was one thing that was happening. Because today, that's the thing I didn't mention in the beginning. Like I almost put it on there was I kept feeling like today, like it's the day. And I'm like, it very well may be as quick as today that somebody gets the green light, gets the freedom, the resources, the whatever that alleviates the past thing. I want to know what the green light is. You all don't have to stick around, but of course, I want to know what is this go? What is the Six of Pentacles? What is the resource then? And when? Because it feels like for some, it'll be as soon as today. What is the... Okay, I'm going to just pull some from New Era Elements and then... Yeah, like it was a little bit, it was. Mix that with when I get a tan, I'm like, I feel myself when that happens. So, yeah, we shall see. What are you going to manifest, LP? Put it in the comments. Wow. This is like unstoppable stability. This is a victory worth celebrating. We have the Chariot with the Four of Wands. Chariot with the Four of Wands. I said, what is the Six of Pentacles? And they're like, ooh, what is the green light? It is a complete 180. We have the, okay, first off, the Knight of Swords is a 180 for me. It is stark change contrast because he comes in, he cuts shit loose, right? It's different. It's a complete change of trajectory. And then they've got the Ten of Swords. It's a complete 180 from this Ten of Swords. This, as down in the down you were, you're going to be up in the up. We've got the Hermit with grief, feeling left out, alone, isolated from life, to a victory, to an increase. We got the Three of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. This is work. This is building your wealth. This is financial independence. Three of Pentacles is just pure growth. It's pure growth. It is collaboration with others. And look at this. It's the honeybees. It's like it's like the sweetness you get from all the work you put in. Like, I want to say this is getting what you deserve for what you've already put in. This is getting that reciprocity, getting your worth. Something very brand new and tangible. We got the Page of Pentacles. It's a tangible start to your finances. It is a new endeavor, is a new material path that brings ultimate joy. It's just a new start in life. There's a new start here. A new path. I felt like I would kind of forced it. Yeah, that's not. This path brings exceptional transformation, progress, movement forward. We've got the Ace of Swords with the Six of Swords. What is the new path? What is the, is it, I guess it's work and money. Or money for work you've done. Over here, I feel like you've been doing it all on your own, and you know this is like the support. You don't have to do it, because the Three of Pentacles would be more than one person. It's like the collaboration card, right? As opposed to the Hermit, like having to try and figure out all on your own. Like, this is just your support, like some kind of either support financially or otherwise, with a job or anything else like that, is coming in, and this gives you a new start in life. It's a new path to making things better. It's a stark contrast to what you had before. So I feel like my crown is opening up. like expanding so much and pulling in so much energy. It's a lot. When it's a lot of expansion. I have a main male, sudden wealth, and mature man. And I feel like this is where I felt like the expansion is coming. This is like worldwide travel. This is expansion. This is global. This is, he's cultured. He gets to experience a lot of things. And I feel like this money is giving somebody the leverage to do that, to become that. This change of luck. Anything else? What about for others? We got travel, change. Yeehaw! Clarify that one more time. These three right here. I mean, I get it, but I also want to make sure what I'm thinking is accurate. I just get the feeling that somebody's not going to like what you... Maybe somebody else will try to deter you from doing something positive, having fun and stuff like that. Don't listen to them. This is really weird. I've got bad health, which is usually wrapped up with anxiety and things like that, right? Stress, tension, that kind of stuff. And then we've got the family card, which can indicate about near and things like that. For somebody, this may be like, and the message of concern is like either information you don't want to hear or a delay. So for somebody, you may be getting information very, very soon that's actually been delayed and you weren't aware of it. Like you didn't realize. It's kind of like it should have come to you sooner, but it didn't, but it comes to you now kind of thing. Or I also get the feeling of like family won't like your decision because like they're going to be stressed and they're not going to, like, it's something they don't want to hear, but it's like, because this could also be family. And so it's almost like if you're going somewhere, right? Like they're not going to be happy with the fact that this happens. And I am like, this thing, it's like, because on the other side of it, it's great fortune. It's like, oh no, there's a lot of goodness with this. This is actually a really good thing. And if it was something that you weren't aware of, like you may have been waiting to hear from it. It's been creating a lot of stress for you. I just can tell you that. Like the fact that it's been taking so long, you're like, okay, why do I not have this just yet? Like, why do I not know about this? Why don't I have an answer? Because we've got the courthouse card, which is like documents, contracts, things like that. And you're like, it's got you stressed out because either you thought you'd have a response by now, you thought you'd have an answer, you thought something like this would show up by now. And so it's created like, you're like, this is stressing me out. is taking too long, it needs to just come on, it's going to happen very soon. And it's going to be a good outcome. It's going to be everything that you want. So that does answer a win. It feels like some people don't even know that something was delayed, like it hasn't shown up yet, and they aren't really sure or aware. I'm trying to figure out how this connects to the others, because this makes a lot of sense. I mean, kind of. I mean, there's a message, lovers, marriage. I mean, somebody might be professing some kind of something to you. Maybe there was somebody might be offering a contract. Oh, that's why this precipitated it. Because the lovers can also be like partnerships, even business partnerships. It is just like coming in together to work together on something. And then, of course, marriage is also about contracts. And of course, so is the courthouse card. I was like, what? So it's like somebody may be offering some type of partnership, some type of financial backing, some type of a contract. But timing wise, I guess they didn't feel like I caught like timing wise. Because like I said, for some people, it might be as quick as today. Yeah, it's going to make it so easy. Whatever this is, it's going to make it so fucking easy. It's going to give you peace of mind and security, because the privileged lady, which we were talking about earlier, is all about no worries. Like you literally have zero concerns because the amount that this is going to create. Like you just don't have to worry about finances anymore. It's going to be well handled and taken care of. So there may be a contract coming in that you're like, it gives you so much freedom of time. And they're like, so quit worrying. When you're more in your living life and your true essence is coming out, more of that will come. It'll attract and pull more to you. This gift will bring a lot of change. It's very beneficial. When I guess it's going to be, you're so wrapped up and concerned about your finances, whoever this is for. Like you're not going to miss out anymore. The worry of things being taken from you and you missing out, it's that stops. Why do I even want to ask again? Wow. There's somebody that might be coming in the mix that you might be meeting, courtship card, that is well off, like is very well traveled, very cultured, very wise, and well off. Like they're doing well, good for themselves. You know what I mean? This is definitely like either King of Pentacles or Emperor type of energy right here. There's going to be a chance to meet somebody like that. For someone. That's definitely a businessman right there. Uh-huh. I feel like this contract is like a wish come true, and it's going to alleviate all that stress. It is a wish come true. And it's more so about the energy that it creates after this comes in. You're like, oh, the relief. But it's going to be hard for you to get out of that old energy. I'm just going to be honest with you. And they're like, just give yourself permission. Start saying yes, start doing blah, 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 blah. And you'll find in the doing that you heal that part that can't seem to let go of the angst, the nose to the grindstone, got to hit the ground running, got to da, 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 da. Like you'll be able to get out of that and into the ease. Okay? Sweet. Man, I want this, Spirit. This can be my reading. This can be my reading. I claim. I'll claim. Alrighty. I feel like we went as far as we can. So yeah. Hope everybody has a fantastic day. Hope this message reaches who it's meant for. And I will see you all again on here later. Have a great day, guys.